Joining me now is Oklahoma Senator, member of the Senate Homeland Security, Finance, Intelligence, and Ethics Committees. James Lankford is with me. Senator, good to see you. Thanks very much for being here.
Good to see you. Good to see you again.
Let's say, hypothetically, this passes in the House tomorrow. What happens in the Senate?
I think Schumer does not take it up, but this still lands on President Biden's desk at that point as far as for the two of them to be able to negotiate. The House is making their statement. The White House has got to be able to respond to be able to negotiate on this. It's untenable for President Biden to say, I'm not going to negotiate on a debt ceiling. That's absurd. He was the prime negotiator assigned from President Obama when he was vice president to negotiate the debt ceiling in 2011. He's voted against 10 debt ceilings, but when he was in the Senate saying he wanted a different deal, he's done lots of negotiations on this. So we need to be able to get everybody to the table. We've got to be able to get this done, but we've also got to be able to make it very clear we can't keep overspending year after year. This is just common sense stuff.
Well, we got the score from the CBO, Senator, and obviously the Limit, Save, and Grow Act of 2023 includes returning to discretionary spending to fiscal year 2022 levels, then grow 1% annually for a decade. 1% annually for a decade, Senator. Repeal energy tax credits, prevent the student debt cancellation, expand work requirements in Medicaid, SNAP, and others, rescind unused COVID relief funds. Are you on board for all of that?
Yeah, so right now, this is going to be the House and the White House actually negotiating this. On the Senate side of it, we're saying the two of them, we've got to be able to work it out, but we do have to find practical ways to be able to reduce spending. The amount of tax revenue coming in right now is the highest it's ever been in the history of the country. If we had the tax revenue we have right now and we were spending the same as we were 4 years ago prior to COVID, then we would be in balance right now. So these numbers have got to be able to line up at some point. What the House is trying to do is to say, okay, here's an opening salvo. Let's start the negotiation and let's try to be able to work to see what we can do to try to get us back towards more fiscal sanity.
Well, the Republicans are also investigating what appears to be corruption in plain sight. I want to get your take on this new Health and Human Services whistleblower, preparing to tell lawmakers that the United States has become the, quote, middleman in a multi-billion-dollar migrant child trafficking operation at the border. She's also going to testify today that children will work overnight shifts at slaughterhouses, factories, restaurants to pay their debts to the smugglers and the traffickers. Senator, you've been to the border. What's going on here?
Yeah, this has actually been going on for quite a while at this point. I'm glad the House is having the hearing on it. We have another hearing today, actually in the Senate, in the Homeland Security Committee, dealing with what's happening in the border and the effects of it, with drugs coming in, with the child trafficking happening, with what's happening across the country. So we're dealing with this both the House and the Senate side. But right now, H.H.S, when they get these unaccompanied children, they're delivering them to a sponsor. Most of those sponsors are not legally present in the country, and those kids are having to pay off their fee to the smugglers that brought them across the border by working things off in all these different places. They're literally working for the cartels here in the United States, and the United States is actually delivering them to that last spot. So this has been an issue for a while. We've continued to be able to expose it. We've had hearings on it in the Senate, and the House, I'm glad, is continuing to be able to focus on this as well. This is something H.H.S. just looking the other way.
I mean, the administration looking the other way. In general, Senator, what is going on with this wide open border? Do your Democrat colleagues not understand the national security threats here?
So what I've said to my Democrat colleagues are, you are becoming the party of illegal operations. That's what you are. You're promoting illegal activity into our country, whether it's crime that's happening in our cities and communities, whether it's illegal immigration coming across the border. We don't mind being the party of law and order because most Americans are for law and order. They just want the basic rules to be applied and be applied equally all over the country, and to be fair and to be safe on this. As they continue to be able to promote more and more illegal immigration, it's increasing cartel activity. It's increasing drug activity in our country. It's increasing all this human trafficking that's happening here. So this is fully on the backs of what the Democrats are pushing right now.
Yeah. All right, let me switch gears and to ask you about President Biden's re-election. He announced he is going to run for re-election. The White House is facing questions on negative polling surrounding the president's age and his capability. Watch this.
When it comes to age, it's the same thing that we heard in 2020, right? We heard that over and over in 2020. And if you look at what the president has done this past 2 years, he's been able to deliver and get things done.
He's been able to deliver and get things done. Senator, you agree?
No, I do not agree, and nor do the vast majority of the American people. About 72% of the American people now believe the country's on the wrong track. I'm one of those folks that thinks the country's on the wrong track on this. And for the American people to look at this White House and to say, yes, we need 4 more years of that, I think most people are shaking their heads and saying there's got to be somebody else in the mix on this. Because there's a lot of concerns here about how he's governing and who's governing. One of the most common questions I get in Oklahoma is who's actually running the White House, because they don't believe President Biden is.
Yeah, I've got 4 op-eds from the Journal from just today. Biden's early announcement is not a sign of confidence. Joe Biden's re-election campaign plays dice with the United States. Biden is transformational and not in a good way. Biden's 4 more years sounds like a prison term. This is all in the last 24 hours from the Wall Street Journal. Who is running the country right now?
Yeah, we don't know on this because it seems to be aimless, whether it's our foreign policy or economic policy, what's happening at the border, all these areas, everyone's looking for direction. When I meet with different leaders across the world, they'll ask me, where is American foreign policy now? We don't know where America stands on these different issues. It's because the White House is just drifting, and so the nation drifts with that as well. So it is very important we have a clear vision to be able to know where we're going, what are we trying to accomplish, and let's go do it rather than just be adrift.
Senator, have you decided who you will support in 2024 for the GOP candidate?
I have not yet. I'm waiting until we get all of our candidates out there to be able to engage on this. So I held off for quite a while in 2016 as well, and so I'll continue to be able to watch for who else is going to be out there.
All right,
it is
Senator.
important, though, that we have a clear conservative message and have an alternative to what's happening right now with this Biden White House.
Well, that message could not be more important right now. It's great to talk with you, sir. Thank you.